welcome to Life's Just Cray. I'm Kate, and this is where we talk through real life situations that have you up until 2 a.m. talking with your bestie, like, okay, but what would you do though? Real situations, real talk, no fluff. My grandma always said you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And that's exactly how I move on this show. Everything I say comes from my own experience, and I'm not a professional, but I'm also not here to tell you what to do. But it might help. Today, we're talking dating and single life, and this one is going to make a lot of people feel very seen.
I am 28 years old, and I have been single for about 18 months following a relationship that ended badly enough that I genuinely needed time to just exist by myself and process what had happened before I even considered putting myself back out there. I used that time as intentionally as I could. I went to therapy consistently and actually did the work instead of just showing up. I got honest with myself about the patterns I kept repeating in relationships. I got clearer on what I actually wanted versus what I had been settling for because it felt familiar. I stopped chasing the kind of connection that felt electric in the beginning but always left me worse off than I was before it started. I feel like a meaningfully different person than I was 2 years ago, and I am genuinely proud of how far I have come. The problem is that nobody one meet seems to meet me where 1 a.m. now. I have been actively dating for about 6 months. I have been on more first dates than I care to count at this point, and I have started to feel a low level dread before each one because I already have some sense of how it will end. A few of them were fine. A couple were actually enjoyable conversations with perfectly decent people. None of them have turned into anything that felt real or worth continuing. And I have started to notice a pattern in myself that I do not fully know what to do with. Every time I go out with someone who seems genuinely emotionally available, someone who communicates clearly, shows up consistently, does not play games, something in me becomes very quiet and very flat. There is no pull, no excitement. It just feels like nothing is happening, and I find myself looking for reasons to end the evening. And every time I meet someone who gives me that feeling of electricity and uncertainty and magnetic tension, I already know from years of lived experience exactly how that story ends and exactly how I am going to feel standing in the wreckage of it. My therapist said something months ago that I have not been able to stop thinking about. She said that for some people, calm and safety have been associated with emotional distance for so long that genuine connection does not feel like connection at all. It just feels like the absence of drama. I understand that intellectually. I believe it is true about me. What I cannot figure out is how to actually change it when I cannot manufacture a feeling I do not have. How do you learn to want what is genuinely good for you when everything good just feels wrong?
So, I actually talked about something in episode 7 that I want to bring back here for a second, because I think it applies directly to what you're going through right now. People change multiple times over the course of their lives, and that's not a flaw or a failure. That's life doing exactly what it's supposed to do. And when I say people change, I mean you too. Not just the partners who couldn't keep up with where you're going, and not just the people around you. You. The version of you that's standing here right now, searching for something real, is also a version that's still in the process of becoming. And understanding that changes everything about how you should be approaching this moment in your life. Your therapist told you something true. The association between safety and emptiness, between genuine availability and the absence of spark, that is real. And it's far more common than most people are willing to admit out loud. But I want to add something important to that framework, because I think it's the part of this conversation that almost never gets said out loud. Where did you first learn what love was supposed to feel like? Because for most people, the earliest and most formative experiences of love and connection were anything but calm or consistent. If you grew up in a household that had chaos woven into what was considered normal, emotional unpredictability, instability, conflict, a parent whose mood sets the temperature of the entire house, then your nervous system learned to equate intensity with love. It was trained from a very young age to understand that when things feel heightened or uncertain and electric, something important must be happening. And when things feel steady and safe and calm, your nervous system reads that as nothing's happening here. No connection, no love, just absence, just flat. And I want to speak directly to something because I think it deserves to be named out loud. If you're neurodivergent, if your brain is wired in ways that some people describe as neurospicy, this experience can run significantly deeper than it does for other people. Neurospicy brains often have much more pronounced response to novelty and stimulation. The dopamine response that comes from uncertainty and intensity and the push and pull of something unpredictable can feel like a full body aliveness in a way that healthy, consistent love simply doesn't. It's not a personal failing, and it's not you being indestructible on purpose. It's the brain chemistry meeting early lived experience, and the combination is genuinely powerful enough to override what you know consciously to be true about what you actually want for your life. So when you sit across from someone kind and present and emotionally available and feel nothing, that flatness is not giving you an accurate enough information about the person. It's giving you a very accurate information about what your nervous system was conditioned to recognize as love. And those two things are not the same, even when they feel like they are. The work here is not about forcing yourself to manufacture a feeling you didn't have. It's about slowing down enough to ask a different and more honest question before you decide that steady means wrong. Not, do I feel that electric pull right now, but does this person have the things that actually matter to me? Are they kind? Are they consistent? Do they show up when not being chased? And am I giving this enough room to breathe without the noise of chaos making it feel more real than it actually is? Safety is not the absence of love. For a lot of us, it has just always felt that way because nobody ever modeled what safe love actually looks like or feels like from inside. You're not broken. You're learning a language that nobody ever taught you. And that takes real time and real patience with yourself. You deserve love that does not cost your nervous system to feel. Keep going.
Alrighty, loves. That's all I got for you today, and you already know where to find me. Slide into the DMs with your situation, and you might just hear it on the next episode. And if this one hit home for you, share it with someone who needs it, because that is what we do. And remember, just because I've said this advice doesn't mean you have to take it. You're the maker of your own decisions, but you must also be willing to deal with the consequences of your actions if there are any. Until next time, take care of yourself.